Hello, this is Mesozorum. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back to those who are joining again. This is a series on mathematics, and today we'll be talking about numbers and numerals. Arithmetic, or the skill of counting, is the backbone and most basic form of mathematics, and we require it to do everything we are about to do. Numbers are a way to know how much of a substance or concept there is. They may be worked with in many different ways to know some outcome. How they are together the same as or different from other numbers or groups of numbers. They may measure distances, time, temperature, etc. The first 10 numerals, or how numbers are shown, that we will be using are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. These are known as the digits. But there can be any amount of numerals and digits, and in any amount of shapes and sizes. Here we have numeral systems from all across the world. Some numeral systems were used before the discovery of the number 0, so they do not have a numeral for it. And some numeral systems use a different amount of digits than we are used to. This is because they use a different number base, which we will get to later. To make sure that we understand the difference between numbers and numerals, up here, we have different numbers of circles, and down here, we have the different numerals that represent them. On another note, we are showing a few of what are called the triangular numbers. Can you find any more? Now, why are the digits relevant? Well, they show places in a numeral in steps of 10. Here, we have 10 times 1, and then here we have 10 times 10, and then here we have 10 times 100. Although, as mentioned before, that does depend on base, so it may not be steps of 10, but 20, or 2, or 16. But for now, in most cases, you will only be using steps of 10. As briefly mentioned, we have different places in a numeral: the ones place, tens place, hundreds place, thousands place, and so on and so forth. There are even smaller places, but we will get to that later on. As mentioned before, as we go to a place to the left, we gain 10 steps of the place before. Here, the digits are extremely important in showing us what number this numeral represents. So here we have 7 ones, 5 tens, 3 hundreds, and 2 thousands. Here we have the numeral 12. This 1 digit in the tens place representing 1 10, and this 2 in the ones place representing 2 ones. Here we have a number of circles, being 10, and another number of circles, being 2. If we were to add those numbers up, we would get the number 12, which is represented by the numeral above. As another example, we have the numeral 24. Here, the 2 represents 2 tens, and the 4 represents 4 ones. Here we have 20 circles and another 4. If we were to add them up, we would get 24 circles. That would be our number of circles represented by our numeral. I hope this shows why digits are extremely important in how we represent numerals. One last thing before we end the episode. We are going to use these groups of numbers over and over again, so when I refer to them, we will all know what I'm talking about. Here we have what we will call the natural numbers, starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And then the whole numbers, starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Know that most textbooks will not include the whole numbers, and will include 0 with the natural numbers. I am just doing this for ease of use. Thank you for joining me today. If you did, then please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day.